This episode of the Wax Pack Flashback is brought to you by Trading Card Database. Visit tcdb.com.
Hey there, Wax Packers! Adam coming at you with another edition of Wax Pack Flashback. And this time around, we are continuing to fly through 1995, getting out of the movies and on to the small screen with the TV show Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Yes, there was a trading card series for the TV series, which was very popular. It was appointment television for a lot of people, not even necessarily superhero fans. It was just one of those shows. I think there were two beautiful people. You had Dean Cain, this super tan guy with slick back hair, and Terry Hatcher, and they really just caught everybody's attention. It was mostly rom-com type stuff, kind of a moonlighting feel to it with a little bit of sci-fi mixed in, but I just know that it was all the rage. Like, everybody was talking about it. It was on the cover of TV Guide, and everybody wanted to, see what the adventure was going to be. And for kids, maybe a little disappointing, there weren't action figures because it wasn't aimed at kids. There was this trading card series. I know there were some novelizations that I found at the thrift store, but it wasn't one of those shows that was like mass marketed like superhero movies are today, and the different series that pop up now and again. Now, one of the things that's interesting about the history of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, is I brought this up when we opened up our Death and Return of Superman trading cards. This is the Death of Superman issue. It was a big deal, right? It was all the rage in the news. But the thing is that originally that issue wasn't supposed to be Superman's death. It was supposed to be his wedding to Lois Lane. Yes, he had proposed to her. They were engaged. But once Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman was in development, then Warner Brothers, who owned DC Comics and ABC Television, were like, let's hold off, okay? Because maybe we could have synergy when Superman actually marries Lois in the comics, and then it will match up with when Lois and Clark get married on the TV series. And that's what it did. It actually took several years because they had to get a few seasons in, make sure it was a hit. And then finally we had the wedding of Superman, or Clark, and Lois, and it happened on both series. So I think there was even a fake out episode on the New Adventures of Superman where they almost got married, but then it turned out it was like a robot Lois or some alien clone. I don't know, something weird like that. But I'm curious to find out what these cards are all about, because I think they are more than meets the eye. At least they seem to promise as much on the package. So let's get into it. Well, here we are with our pack of Lois and Clark trading cards from 1995. What's interesting about this is these cards were discussed in Wizard magazine, and it said here, Lois and Clark cards will be on the shelves the first week of February. Skybox is producing this 90-card set, which spotlights the popular TV show starring Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. The digitally transferred art will keep the pictures crisp and clean when they hit the cardboard. 8 colored packs will set you back a measly $1.19. Geez, can't believe $1.19 is measly nowadays. Chase cards include 9 foil cards with more scenes from the show at a rate of 1 per 7 packs, as well as 6 foil-enhanced Holochip cards, painted Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo, 3 pieces each artist, that come packed 1 per 15 packs. The paintings are of the lead characters and are designed to look more like the comic book characters than their TV counterparts. So it's pretty exciting here as we look at our pack of cards, all that is promised. Also in here, not mentioned, a free tattoo. So that must have been a last-minute decision to put some free tattoos in there. You can see they previewed a few of the cards here as well. So interesting here. Let's see what it talks about on the back. Oh, the old classic. Order your limited edition Lois and Clark collector card pin today. So that's interesting. So I was thinking it was going to be the binder, but no, it's a pin. Wow. So they really were pulling out all the stops for this. Free tattoos and all that. So let's see what we get in here. This is going to be fun. All right, come on, open up, you heavy-duty Skybox pack. There we go. Ooh, yeah, see, that's super sealed. All right, so first here, wouldn't you know it, there is Lois, as played by Terry Hatcher. Be mine, it says. We have Lex Luthor looking at her. Oh, look. Now, just some nice information here. Lex Luthor, eager to add to his possessions proposes to his favorite reporter in Metropolis, Lois Lane is flattered, but needs time to think and find out how Superman really feels about her. So as I was saying, this was all leading up to the big marriage of Lois and Clark eventually. Wow, look at this, the dream team. So they're all dressed in Superman costumes. You got Kat, you got Perry White, you got Jimmy Olsen. What is this one about? Okay. What does Superman dream of? In this case, that his co-workers are super in more ways than one. Of course, in reality, this sort of identity crisis wouldn't be a dream come true. It would be a nightmare. Identity crisis, by the way, would eventually become a major DC Comics event in the Justice League of America. Did a great graphic novel with that. Oh, and there's what we want. Superman flying, right? Up, up, and away! The old classic catchphrase. Wow, so Dean Cain definitely had the look for the 90s. The space plane launch had been scrubbed due to sabotage, but the costume man makes sure that the space station astronauts reach outer space by substituting himself for the useless thrusters. Okay, so I think this is part of the pilot. This is him saving the day. Let's see who we have here. What Bo doesn't know. Bo Jackson on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. I was not expecting to get a Bo Jackson card in here. Little did Bo Jackson realize when he visited Metropolis that he'd be in for the toughest basketball game of his career. And not in the Lexdome Arena playing against the Metros, but in a schoolyard court against a mild-mannered reporter. Cameo appearance by Bo Jackson. Wow. Okay, here we go. Surprise! Yeah, Bo was a surprise, but what's in this surprise package that Clark got? When you're hiding a big secret like a superpowered secret identity, even a small mystery could seem ominous. Clark always thinks twice before opening a surprise package in front of others until a little peek with X-ray vision makes sure nothing is hidden inside. That's pretty great. All right. Let's see here. In trouble again. What is up, though? That is not a very good transfer of a photo here. Lois is... Okay, so this is talking about the space station and the sabotage. Okay, but still, yeah, that's odd. All right. Let's see. Smart kids. You got Lex Luthor there again. John Shea. When a group of normal children are given an experimental drug to boost brain power, the new geniuses easily escape the orphanage holding them and begin using Metropolis as their playground. Okay. All right, last one here. Under a spell. Oh, Lois, what's going on here? Lois Lane finds herself an unwilling volunteer when she uncovers a magical kidnapping scheme. Okay, but... So, that was all our cards here, okay? There's no free tattoo in here. What did that say? Free tattoo? What the? False advertising. Cards? What? There's no tattoo stuck to the back of these. Oh, man. Oh, well. Let's, yeah, I guess we're gonna find out what my favorite card is, because it definitely wasn't a free tattoo. Man, what a rip. Wow. Okay, so there was a lot more to these cards than I thought. I mean, the packaging promised a lot of things, right? Free tattoos, I don't know where they were. I would love to hear the behind-the-scenes story about it. Was it supposed to be in every couple of packs? Was it supposed to be like something where, you know, there was a shipment that didn't go out with the tattoos? I don't know, but that was kind of disappointing. We didn't get any chase cards, but, you know, it was just, you know, high-quality cards, all those things. I want to see this Lois and Clark pin now. I want to find that promotional pin and see if it was anything special. It had the full logo with, you know, the title and everything on it. Was it just a Superman pin? I don't know. But I think it's going to be pretty easy to determine what my favorite card from this set was based on my reaction, right? There's no way I expected Bo Jackson to appear in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman cards. I didn't know that he had a cameo on the series. I did not remember that. So this is huge. This is so great. It just cracks me up. I'm glad that Bo, you know, that was kind of like as he was on the way out, right? Mid-90s was kind of the end of his career. And then he kind of faded from the public consciousness, all the endorsements and all that. He just lived on in our hearts. But hey, there you go. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. I will tell you that we're going to be wrapping up season 2 of Wax Pack Flashback pretty soon here, so I'm going to try to sneak in a few more card openings for you. But in the meantime, also, if you want to check out my other podcast, Wizards, the Podcast Guide to Comics, is on the Retro Network. We're talking all about superheroes, 90s comics specifically. We got some fun things coming up, including a fantasy draft where you can actually join us for a special Zoom call where you get to draft a team of comic book heroes, and then you can win a prize if you are deemed the best team, you know, if you get the most powerful, the most awesome superhero team. So keep an eye out. That's going to be October 13th. In the evening. So if that's something you'd be interested in, if you love a fantasy draft, stay connected with @WizardsComics on Twitter or @Wizards_comics on Instagram. Or we're actually going to have an invitation and instructional video about the draft on our YouTube page at Wizards Podcast YouTube page. So something to check out. Hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time with another pack of cards to tickle your nostalgia bone. See you then.